What's going on, you guys? Welcome back to another live. If it's your first time visiting this channel, thank you for coming. Please like, share, subscribe, and leave your thoughts down below if you find the content useful or helpful. So, in this live, I want to talk about how narcissists are obsessed with keys and cameras. I think I'm going to change the title to Keys and Camera Obsessions because the narcissist, they have this thing to where they feel like they can control people by keeping an eye on them and either having the authority to let them in or let them out. So I just kind of want to talk about that a little bit more. Now, I did like a short 3-minute video on why narcissists are always watching you, but I want to go into a little bit more detail about it. There are two reasons why the narcissists love keys and cameras. Now, the keys. I'm going to start with how narcissists, they're obsessed with keys in the home because if they are the head of the household, of course they're going to be the lead and be in charge of anything that goes on in the home. And they want to know what's going on inside the home because they need to know who's going in and out of certain areas of the home. So they like to keep things locked. But they'll use the excuse that they're trying to keep things locked away for safety reasons, to guard their personal items, you know, so that people won't come in and steal their things. But when a narcissist is so paranoid to always roam around and lurk around the house with keys, it says more about them and their mental state of mind than the reality of what's really going on around them. Because no one is obsessed over keys as much as narcissists, and no one is thinking about going in their personal items. Narcissists will even lock their refrigerator and deep freezer doors to keep their family members from going inside at a certain time of the day or night. And I understand that, people set rules in their home. Everybody's entitled to run their house like they want to. But we're talking about narcissists and the reason why they like to keep things locked and guarded and trust and believe they're the guards. They're watching. They may even have cameras planted around the home to watch everything going on. They're also listening. They're listening to what their family is saying about them because they know that people are going to be, having side conversations behind their back. Their children and the siblings may be mentioning how mom or dad is acting crazy again and got certain things locked up that they need to get into. They're crazy like that. And they're very obsessive over other people's things because a narcissist love to keep up with people's appearance. Anything that makes them feel a certain way, it's like a weird craving. They like to see you dress a certain way, and if they feel like you're going to do something aside from what they want you to do, they're going to keep you from going inside of it. And they're going to pull aside what they want you to have access to and block you from getting to what you choose to do. I'm going to get into more details on that. But yes, narcissists, they're very guarded in the home. And that's just a control thing. They are super control freaks. They want to know what people want to get their hands on, and it's none of their business. People shouldn't have to ask permission to go inside of the refrigerator. They may want to get a bottle of water. Like, water is good for you. We need to drink water. They keep account of things like that in the name of I'm budgeting. I want to make sure that we not, doing too much. Or they want to keep account of it to say for fairness. Everybody else, you're the only one who's drinking up the water, and other people haven't had a chance to go in and get not one bottle of water. They'll use excuses like that. In the meantime, they'll have a mini refrigerator cooler by their bedside filled with all the goodies and snacks and, all the water they want, juices and whatever else. Probably even alcohol. And a lot of times they may keep that locked if they're away from the home, even though they still got cameras around the home and they watching everything you do. They want to see who's going in their room to go inside the refrigerator and see what they got in there. Because the kids might think, well, maybe mom, got some snacks, stashed away in the fridge upstairs. Let's go in there. You know, and people got rules in their homes like, y'all know not to mess with my things. You have your own. But if they feel like they can freely move around the house and go into stuff and get what they want, then they wouldn't have to do that. And we're talking about kids. So, their family's looking at them crazy because they do weird things. And again, they may not want the children to see the alcohol. I wouldn't want mine to see it either, especially if I'm an alcoholic. That's a bad habit that narcissists love to pretend like they don't have. So they want to keep that away from the family. And that's why they may keep their personal refrigerator locked. But they're gonna go in and when they please, just that they're gonna go in the refrigerator downstairs, the main refrigerator for the house that everyone should be able to go in and out of. But those are the narcissist rules, and that's one of the reasons why they are obsessed with keys. And again, cameras. They have cameras in hidden places all over the home. They even have them in their children's rooms. I heard a content creator say she had cameras all around her house and she overheard a conversation that her son was having, and she was surprised. But what she had failed to realize that he had hit puberty. So of course he's going to start to speak that way, something that she's not used to. They don't stay small forever. They're going to grow up. We all had to grow up and experience life and go through things, you know. And it's something that we just can't get ready for, but it's going to come. And instead of her trying to use that moment to expose the child, because narcissists will also use cameras to expose you, she should have been there to, teach him, or the father. I'm pretty sure the father is in his life to teach him what to expect when he hits puberty and stuff like that. But she used it as a moment to shame him on social media. Like, who does that to their own children? So, again, that's one of the reasons why they like to, just kind of keep an eye on everything in the house. That's one of the ways they do it. Now, I forgot to mention phones because they love to record conversations. They love to have receipts of something once they can kind of trick the person into admitting something. That's the only part that they really want to catch. That's the only part they want to record because that'll kind of like free them up and give them validation of something that they are really falsely claiming. But as long as they can get a clip of just enough of the conversation that, gives them innocence, then they're good with that. They're never going to tell both sides of the story. because most likely it's going to make them look bad all the way around. So that's another thing. They love phones. They love to pull those phones out and, just snapping up pictures of people. That's their proof. But cameras, they love to have those cameras planted around the home. They are obsessed with the ring camera, security cameras around the home to see the outside of the home. Now, they may do things to draw attention to self, like if they got a new car, they want to put the car in front of the home when they have a whole garage they could park it in. They put the camera in front of the home, the car in the front of the home to where the camera is directed on it. Just so they could sit in the house and look at the darn car on the camera. Just crazy. And they're waiting for someone to pass by, walking down the street, walking their dog, going for a jog or whatever. So they can go run outside and look at the car and see if the person touched the car, scratched the car. They're very paranoid. Narcissists are paranoid and they act out that way because they're guilty of doing things like that themselves. They have vandalized people's property. They've scratched up cars, bust windows out of anger. Narcissists have deep rooted anger issues, which turns into rage, and they do things like that. But they want to pretend like they're so sweet and innocent and they just mind their own business, stay in the house and drink water all day. And everybody else is just a menace and out to get them and a threat to what they have and jealous of what they have. Nobody cares. They're overthinkers of the wrong things and they're delusional and they're also in denial. Because ain't nobody thinking about you like that. Nobody cares. And of course, materialistic things, you know, are blessed to have what desires them. Their desires of their heart, the things they love. And if you take care of those things, God is going to bless you with more. So there's no need to always sit and worry and watch over every single moment of what you have. You're going to be okay. And then that that thing is going to be okay. That car is going to be okay. Your clothes are going to be okay. Your shoes, the things inside your home, it's going to be all right. And that food can be replaced. Just like you bought what's in there, you could buy some more. I mean, it does expire. It has an expiration date. It's going to be okay. Stop being so paranoid. But we're talking about a narcissist, so, that's going to go in one end out the other. um, in the workplace. The narcissist is obsessed with keys in the workplace because they want to pretend like they are, they want to make sure that they're maintaining safety and security. But they really want to watch over every single thing everyone else is doing. They're watching everyone else so much that they are neglecting to do their own job. And mind you, some of them take on a position to be an authority figure when that's not the title they hold. Now, this is where I'm going to get to my own little experience. Y'all know I always have to throw that in there because I work with a lot of nurses. If I wasn't working, I don't think that I would have to deal with narcissists. A lot of y'all may say, you always taking it there, you always talking about, because that's the only way I could really give my experience on it and describe what it is based off what I deal with at work. I work with them. I've been in the school system for 24 years. But since I'm getting close to the finish line and about to get up out of there, it's like it's getting worse. And on top of that, I'm more vigilant. I'm more aware. Like I went through a spiritual awakening and understanding and knowing what this is. And it's like that spirit knows. when you know. And the devil is going to use them more and more to surround you in places where they know you have to be. That's why I talk about it a lot. I'm not trying to talk y'all ears off about dealing with narcissists in the workplace, because I know that y'all may have a different experience. I know that there are narcissistic parents, siblings, friends, associates, neighbors. I know that. I've dealt with that also. But it's a thing of the past, like from a long time ago. But when talking about it in the workplace, I'm always going through it. Because it's like they know where to find me. But I deal with it, you know. I meet them where they're at, and I use the tools that I know to protect myself in the workplace. And it works. But you have to be ready and willing to, speak up, because at one time I was afraid, and then I learned to be bold and courageous and say, you know what, I'm gonna speak up for what's right and protect myself, because I don't have no business going through this. There are policies in place that's supposed to protect us, but for the most part, a lot of times that even fails us. We even go through these trainings in the workplace dealing with this type of behavior from your coworkers, and you're still not protected. They go through the training and knowing what not to do, and now how to, to know how not to be in the workplace, that they still do it, because it's a personality disorder. It's deeper than just putting something down on the paper and everybody goes over it, you know. Just like on Instagram, there's this like a skit, that it's a animated skit with the character named Veronica. And she's always speaking on her experience in the workplace, in toxic workplaces. Because narcissists contaminate everywhere they go. And so it becomes toxic in the workplace for you, because it's like they cover so many areas. They got so many people fooled, but you could see straight through them. And it's like you're in constant survival mode. You just want to get up and go to work, do your job, and go home. But it's like every time you go to work each and every day, you're in a war zone. You fighting for your life, your freedom, your peace, your sanity, dealing with stuff like this. Been going through it a long time. It's draining, it's exhausting, but you gotta push through. I'm almost at that finish line, y'all. I'm gonna throw a retiring party, and all of y'all gonna be welcomed. So yeah, they're obsessed with cameras in the workplace as well. Now they cannot place cameras in the workplace. They can only use their own personal devices. They may go out and get the camera eyeglasses. They might go get the camera glasses. I don't put nothing past the narcissist. And just like they're watching you, guess what? You could turn around and do the same thing. You could do that too. And you could do it better, because you have a valid reason to keep eyes on them, even though you don't want to. Like, who's coming to work for that? You might as well put on a pair of binoculars and wear those around your neck all day if you got to go to work and deal with this foolishness. But trust and believe, don't put nothing past the narcissist. They just may have on the camera glasses to be spying on you. They will have their phone always on record, but they'll have it upside down to where the screen is facing down. They may have multiple phones. I have witnessed this. Like, why do you have so many phones at work when you only could use one? I noticed they have a problem with, if you're in an office space and you're the only one who, occupies the office, because I'm the lead position in the job. And I have a window that looks out into the open workspace area. And if I got the blinds, just at a pinch level till you could hardly see in there, she has a problem with that. Now, it's just the both of us that work in this site, because we don't serve many children there. So It doesn't call for like a full staff, like over 5 people. It's just the two of us. Very seldom, maybe three. But for the most part, just me and her. And she's peeking in, or there's like this table on the outside of the office window. She's pushing the table against the wall, which is automatically gonna kind of like shake the window. Like, it's just crazy stuff she do out of anger and frustration because she can't control the fact that you can't control this office area, and I can have things in here the way I want to. She's peeking in. They need to see what you're doing at all times, because if they can see what you're doing, then they can go on about doing what they want to do in a very sneaky way. That's what she's all about. I figured her out. You know, they pretend like they're about security and safety. They're not. She did something that she had no business doing. There's only one set of keys to the building in our area, which I hold on to because I'm the lead. She made copies of the keys. My supervisor have yet to really do anything about it because she's lied and said, well, these belongs to the manager. So when Felicia is out, I have to go down there and get her keys. But she secretly holds an extra pair of keys because that's their mindset of thinking that they can do what they want to do, and they've gotten away with it for so long, they're going to keep doing it. That same behavior is going to continue, not just for me, with anyone else who that person comes in contact with, because that's their mind frame. They are control freaks with very unsettling behavior. And you have to really know what it is to point it out and call it out, I mean, and say, you know what, I don't have to deal with this. And so I decided to set boundaries in the workplace for her. Mind you, again, it's just the both of us in there. I have to set those boundaries to protect my peace in the workplace from this control freak who wants to be in control, but they're not. And she want to dangle around keys all day like, oh, this is, a signal I'm here. Like I'm supposed to be intimidated. I'm not. I find it funny. I could pretty much laugh at a lot of the stuff she do. Even though it gets annoying at times. It does. It gets exhausting. But, you know, talk about a narcissist. That's how they operate at work. When they're not in control, they pretend to be in control. They falsely wear the title that's not theirs. They're a lower rank than you, but they can't handle that. So they have to pretend that you're the same thing. People have come there that I put in work orders to repair certain things at the job. And when they come in, they supposed to ask for the lead technician, who is myself. And they would say, okay, who's in charge here? She'd be ready to open the door. I'm in charge. Not, she wouldn't say I'm in charge. I'm sorry. She would say, nobody's in charge. We in charge of ourselves. She would always say that as a way to devalue my position, which it doesn't bother me because I know my job title. I know what I'm there to do, and I know what I get paid, and I know it's more than what she get. Everybody knows how much everyone gets. So it's just delusional thinking. But anyway, um she's so determined to just be in the know for things that doesn't concern her. I should be the only one communicating with the person who's there to do the work order. So I had to put in a complaint that she interferes with work orders. She got mad at that, which I don't care. And she made this threat out loud saying that she's going to, the next time I take off work, which I don't take off work, I got like perfect attendance at work. I love being at work. And then it's my job. I love what I do. I don't like to deal with that part of the job, but I love my job. She claims that she gonna yank the blinds down. I mentioned this in the last video when I spoke about this a little bit. I put the complaint in on that she's threatening and intimidating my personal workspace and planning to destroy and tamper with, It's like this shouldn't even I shouldn't even have to go through this. It shouldn't be that difficult. If you come in, do what you supposed to do your job. Narcissists are crazy. Cuckoo clocks. Again, the obsession with the cameras on the outside of the building. She got a brand new car, probably really going almost on a year. She puts the car right underneath the camera. That's where she parks. And she's obsessed with the car. She think that it's like the best thing on the lot. Like there are people with better cars than yours out there. Like go sit down, you know. And she constantly watches the car. She keeps going outside looking at the car, going looking around the car. This been going on for almost a year. You know, she also does this thing when she moves that car from under the camera and she backs it up to the school. She's racked up. I may have to go down to the main office for a minute or go to the front office at the school. So when I'm out of sight, that's her moment to load up her car with stolen items from the school. Mind you, she know to take it from under the camera's view so that there won't be any proof, but I know. And she know I have that to hold over her head. So she mentions again aloud how she's gonna yank the blinds down from my office window, and I'm gonna tell them that you stealing. And I'm like, nah, you should have bit your tongue when you let that mess come out your mouth. Cause if anyone's stealing, it's you. You can't wait till I'm out of sight so you can rack up. And I'm telling you, she be racking up, you know. But the thing is, we're at a satellite site, so there's really nothing to account for as far as inventory. Like it ain't on a serious level. It is, but it's not because it's not the main site. That can't go on in the main site. Like, she couldn't get away with it working at a main site as she would a satellite. So, but I still got something on her. I put everything in a complaint like week before last. It was on a Wednesday because I was so stressed out to the point I was having heart palpitations. It was so bad. I got scared. I thought that I was about to have a heart attack. I got so scared I couldn't even focus for a minute at work. It's the stress of trying to keep yourself ahead of the things that the narcissists do. They will have you racing to get ahead of them just to protect yourself and protect your peace. But there will never be peace in the workplace with a narcissist. You will never have peace with a narcissist, period. The quicker you can separate yourself from that, the better off you'll be and the more peace you'll have. But again, it's just not that easy in my situation because I'm at work. Now, there was a meeting and the supervisor went over everything with her. They spoke with her, and it sounds like they threatened her and gave her a warning, her final warning, or she's out of there. And, so we'll just see how it goes. But again, to get off that and back on the subject of the two reasons like narcissists, why they love and just are obsessed with keys and cameras. It's for those two reasons right there because they want to keep an eye on what you doing so you won't know what they're doing. And trust and believe with whatever it is they're doing, they have no business doing it. But they've gotten away with it for so long, they make you feel like they're entitled to have their way. And the audacity of them to keep an eye on you, Now, sometimes, which is another reason why you need to really remove yourself from a narcissist, they will get you caught up in their own mess. Narcissist doesn't mind getting caught and being taken down. But guess what? They're going to take you down with them. And you find yourself caught up in something like that because you just want to protect your peace, but you're not really protecting your peace, because in the end, you're going to lose it all right along with them. It may seem like things are fine because it's kind of like they're giving you the chance to do something that you know they had no business doing. Now you could do it right along with me, so we got something on each other. Don't get caught up in that. Let them take their own fall, their own leak. Let them go down alone. You don't have to go that route with them. Walk away from that, do the right thing. And when you had enough, you'll know. And they will too. Because again, you're gonna stand up for what's right and do what you need to do to protect yourself in those situations. Now, dealing with a narcissist in a home, I can't really speak on that because everybody's living situation is different. You may have to deal with it because, as children growing up in a home with narcissistic parents who are super, um, you know, what word I'm looking for? Just always so involved and in the way and just super guarded, making sure you don't get inside the refrigerator. It's nothing you could do about it. Maybe when the kids go and stay with the grandparents over the weekend, that's the best thing that could happen for them. They'll have more freedom until they return back to the hellhole prison at home with everything guarded and locked up and under surveillance. But I'm gonna go ahead and end this live now. I want to thank y'all for watching. Leave your thoughts down below. Like, share, and subscribe. And for those who catch the replay, like, share, subscribe, leave your thoughts down below. And I'll talk to y'all soon.